it's a pleasure and an honor to have John Coltrane in front of our microphone here. And John, I gotta be abrupt with you. I gotta say like this, that your playing has been turned antenna-like, unbeautiful, on just about everything you can think of. And since the playing mirrors the personality, I guess you have some personal thoughts of that kind to say.
Well, let me follow you again. You said my playing has on what?
I didn't say that. I said what the critics said.
Said, oh, well, they seem to think that it's an angry sort of thing. Some of them do, I don't know. But the critics here.
Do you feel angry?
No, I don't. I was talking to a fellow today, and I told him that the reason I play so many, it sounds angry, because I'm trying so many things.
Critics' responses to John's musical changes of the early and middle 60s were sharply divided. But as the controversy grew, so did Coltrane's audience. His music was also influencing an emerging generation of American classical composers, later dubbed the Minimalists, including Terry Riley and Philip Glass. The originator of this movement was Lamont Young.
John Coltrane was using what were like elements of minimalism in his playing when he would take a fixed constellation of tones and do these very interesting mathematical permutations on them. It's not unlike what you would hear Lester Young doing in blues, but he had refined the process because of his exposure to Indian classical music and other Eastern traditions of modalism. And you can hear it tied in with his blues legacy and brought into a new level of refinement and understanding.
In the Eastern and African cultures Coltrane turned to for inspiration, music is a means to enlightenment, not an end in itself. His drive to expand his musical horizons increasingly became a process of spiritual development. His playing and composing, a probing of soul and spirit with his audiences as active participants rather than passive witnesses. A friendship with Ravi Shankar that began in the late 50s with informal discussions and jam sessions became an education in an ancient science of sound in which musical structures map specific states of consciousness.
One of the really important things about modal music is that you have a set of frequency relationships that are repeated over and over. And because of the emphasis on intonation in Indian classical music, this set of frequency relationships is very much in exactly the same place, so that each frequency comes right back at the same place. And this sets up a series of patterns in the mechanism of the nervous system of the listener, so that a psychological state is created. If you believe that the universe is composed of vibrations, then you can understand how a study of sound, which is the most concrete form of vibrations that the human mechanism can immediately assimilate, can be an introduction to the understanding of universal structure.
By the mid-60s, Coltrane's explorations of Eastern modality and extended solos were not only influencing jazz and contemporary classical music, but were transforming rock, a development heralded by the Byrds' mid-60s hit, 8 Miles High.
As he developed himself more spiritually, we were seeing the results of it musically. And if you recall, such albums as Om, which is the beginning of every mantra, and from A Love Supreme onward, we were seeing a progression toward higher spiritual realization, higher spiritual development.
Love supreme, love supreme, love supreme.